Hey everyone, it's Vinny, and I hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's having a good day. I have some good news. I just got home a little while ago, and Criken and I have been chatting a little bit about potentially doing a Smash stream. And tonight, we are doing our Smash stream, and we're gonna talk a little bit and get to know each other, and I'll get to learn about Criken's videos a bit while we beat the shit out of each other in Smash Brothers. So it should be fun. I'm excited, and we're gonna do it. So I hope you enjoy the stream. I'm gonna give him a call, and here we go. Hey, Criken.
Hi there. Hello.
Hi. See, now you have to act surprised like we haven't spoken.
Oh wow! I'm on a. Am I on a stream right now?
Can you believe that? Oh my god.
Oh wow! I was just at my computer. This is so improv. Hello.
It's like we didn't try to fix the technical stuff beforehand and add each other on the system.
What system? Oh, Wii U. Oh, I just happened to
yes.
just turn that on. Oh my gosh.
What a surprise.
Hi everybody. How's it going?
So yeah, this is Criken, everyone. Wish him well on his Smash venture tonight, because we're gonna beat the shit out of each other in this video game. And while we do, we're gonna get to know each other a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna talk. We're gonna beat each other up. It'll be right a good time.
I think it'll be great. It just depends. How much do you play this game, Criken?
I mean, from 1 to 10, I would like a 8.
So you could very well beat the crap out of me tonight.
I mean, most assuredly.
God damn it. Oh, this is going to be tough, isn't it? All right, fine. You know what? I will do my best, and I'll just try to accept my losses with dignity. Now, before we begin, so we'll go to with friends, one player. I'll create a lobby. You could just join in.
Sounds good.
Give it the D.
I'll give it the D.
So, Criken, should I call you Criken? Should I call you Mr. Crike? Crikey baby?
Whatever feels right to you, man.
Steve, tell me about your name isn't Steve, yes?
It can be if you want it to be. You know, I'm versatile.
Okay. No, Criken, let me ask you a question before we begin. So you found, actually, I remember years ago I asked you about a network, a YouTube network.
Yeah.
And you gave me some advice, but I'm curious, did you know about my channel before that?
I actually didn't. I only found out your channel when you messaged me, and then just to make sure I wasn't giving advice to some
jabroni,
like, trash kid, I looked through it and I was like, you know what, this guy's all right. And then I helped you out best I could, and didn't really talk to you after that for like a while, but I subscribed to you, and like I just kind of kept up with your videos, and I forgot when I subscribed to you, but after a while, after like watching them, I realized, like, you know, this guy's all right. So I forget what we started talking again, because
you wanted to get me linked up with something.
Oh yeah, okay, so
yeah,
you released a video of you at like New York Comic Con, and somewhere that registered in my head that you were from New York. And then at some point, someone from YouTube asked me if I knew of other YouTubers around New York, and so I mentioned you because I thought you were a cool cat. So that was why I reached back out. Yes, but
okay.
I've been a admirer from a distance for sure. Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, you pop up in my videos every now and then in the comments, and you're like, the Chaos Edition, Mario Brothers Chaos Edition, I believe you were. So I appreciate that, by the way, Criken. Thank you.
Oh, no worries. I mean, I like the you do the glitch, or the hacking the ROMs. I had a similar. Yeah, have you seen my video on the Majora's Mask Nick Cage mod?
Oh my god, yes. Yep, that was you that did that?
Yeah, that was me. So that was the closest I ever came to hacking something, and that was all done by me and my buddy Shane. We actually went into the source files of Majora's Mask and modded it so that we replaced every texture with Nick Cage's face. And yeah, so that was that was the closest I've ever come to actually messing with the game files of an established game genre. But a lot of fun to be had there.
That was pretty big for a while, the Nick Cage there. I remember that. Like, people were like, Vinny, you gotta see this.
Yeah, I remember we were like a bunch of gaming sites too, like IGN and Cracked and like Kotaku and all that shit. We're like, look at these hackers, like they've managed to like take over the mod, and it was just funny because it was a bunch of like my friend and I that were just doing this on the side. To be honest, I couldn't really explain why we were doing it. It was just a random urge to make Nick Cage as good as he could be.
Yeah, we the stuff I do is called corruptions, by the way,
Oh,
which
okay.
is a little bit different. It's like it uses a program called a corruptor, and that's kind of gone in a whole bunch of different directions since I started making videos of it. From people making new programs to, various YouTubers picking it up.
Yeah.
Our characters are similar, by the way. You have PK Fire, I have Fire.
Yeah, I think I messed up. I have the wrong control scheme on right now, so.
Oh, sorry.
Doing the wrong buttons. No, it's cool.
Do you want to?
No, this is. I'm gonna get used to this right now.
Okay. Now, I haven't really see. I knew about your videos a bit, right? And I remember watching some of the old ones because I remember we had a similar style of making videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need the better controls.
Yeah, I thought that was B. That was A. Okay.
Okay, guys, this is a preliminary. This isn't. This match does not count.
Yeah. No, this is not a good start for me, but don't worry. I like being the underdog.
Okay. See, it's a little tough to do an interview while
I know.
you're,
Yeah, I'm trying to answer your questions thoughtfully while, remembering all the button combinations. I've also had a couple drinks tonight. To be honest.
It works to my advantage. Let's just say that. Do you know who Lyle McDouchebag is?
Yeah, it's guitar. What's his name?
Guitar God.
Yes. Yeah, I remember him on Machinima like a couple years back.
Oh no, Robin.
I haven't talked to him. I haven't watched his videos for a while, but I am aware of who he was. Yeah.
He's a good dude. We play this and we talk every now and then, and he kicks my ass in this game. He has humiliated me live. Even while asking him questions, he has humiliated me live.
Okay, now I have a get to that level.
So let's talk about so I watched some of your videos. I watched the Criken critique.
Yes.
I enjoyed that very much. Your YouTube videos, when they're actually planned out, are really well produced, well thought out, well written.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just moments like I do.
Yeah.
You play a game, you put the best moments, you cut them together, and as a result, you have a pretty damn big channel.
Yeah, I made videos 7 years ago. I was one of the first guys that made videos of Left 4 Dead, and that was kind of my original claim to fame.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I moved on to, I had Grand Theft Auto 4, and then, just a couple random games here and there. But I don't know, I did that mostly when I was in middle school and high school, and that was the original Criken brand, I guess you'd call it, just the funny moments and the montages and a lot of text. I did a lot of text-to-speech stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, now that I'm actually going to college for game development, so I've been doing a lot of actual studying on game design and what it takes to make a good game and all that sort of stuff. So it's been kind of weird reconciling my channel as this purely funny moments thing, as I've learned more about theory and more serious stuff. Not that I think games need to be serious, but I think it's also worth looking at them from a critical
standpoint.
Yeah, and understanding why things do well the way they do.
I think that's kind of something I can agree with. When I play shitty games, I try to present them in a funny way. But I know, I'm not studying game design, but I try my best to kind of point out the things that make it unfun, or the things that are really poorly done about the game. Why is this game not working?
Yeah.
And that's kind of I won't play a game too much. If a game is shit, people won't see me stream it, so they know.
Yeah.
What I like and what I don't like. But I wanted to talk really quick before we go back to game design. I wanted to mention something. You said middle school.
Yes.
So for those that don't know, tell people when you started. You started when you said before 8th grade?
Yeah, I was 14 when I started making videos on YouTube, and as a rule, for the first 3 years, I didn't make a video with my voice in it because I knew people would reject it if they heard how young I sounded.
Right.
So I had to use text only. Actually, the original reason I used text for to speech was because I wanted people to enjoy my videos without criticizing how young I was, and so I knew the best way to do that was just through text. So I narrated through text as opposed to with voice, purely to avoid people criticizing how young I sounded. That was the original motivation.
Oh shit! Nice. So when did your channel, you were doing that, and it's funny because you wouldn't expect a channel like that to. I mean, that's the earlier days of YouTube, the Wild West days.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But question: when did your channel start blowing up? How soon after you started it did you start getting like some insane? Because you have like 500,000 subs at the moment.
Yeah. I would actually say almost like right as I started making Left 4 Dead videos. I was really lucky in that Left 4 Dead was just getting popular as YouTube was getting popular as I was starting to make videos of Left 4 Dead. Like it was all happening at the same time. So I was the go-to guy for that game. And I started getting like tens of thousands of subscribers out of, over a couple months even, right out the bat. And then from that,
Wow.
I kind of committed to that and kept making videos. And then it kind of slowed down to like, once every other week and then once a month. And then I kind of became known as like the makes videos infrequently guy, but then when he does, they're pretty good sort of thing.
Right. Which is, I think, in my opinion, a better way to do it than to go for like 2 videos a week, 3, 4, 5 videos a week. Some people do that. I feel it's a bit of an oversaturation.
Yeah,
I try to do once a week, once every 2 weeks, if possible.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that model also. And for people that want to make like YouTube their full-time job or something like that, then I think that's definitely the way to go, as opposed to the more over-the-top way. But
yeah, like, just give people a chance to breathe. I've always felt, and I'm lazy. You know what? This is see this philosophy.
Life outside of YouTube. Yeah.
Like we were just talking. Yeah, like my laziness has led to this philosophy, and I'll stick with it. But we both have our channels both got big for, I guess, various different reasons. Yours, it's weird that just like, did you fix your controls?
I don't know if I'm using a different controller or what. I think my A and B button are a bit switched, but I think I'll get used to it within like 1 game or 2.
Okay, because I we can go back and fix that if you'd
no,
like.
I don't mind. It's cool.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, both of us kind of had like various reasons, but it's funny to me that like Left 4 Dead nowadays, if you stream Left 4 Dead videos, you're lucky you get 10 viewers.
Yeah.
Because it's like so overdone. But you in the early days were one of the first guys to do this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just, you blew up immediately. It took me a while. Like, I was stuck. Not really. I mean, I wasn't really putting that much effort into it to begin with, but it took me a lot longer than, let's just say, within the first year to get anywhere with my channel.
Hey, when did you start making videos again? Was it how many years ago?
2010.
Okay, I was like 2008, I think.
Yeah. What do you used to edit, by the way?
I started actually with I think Windows Movie Maker, and then I moved to Pinnacle because I used the capture card. And then from that I used Sony Vegas, and now I'm using Premiere.
Okay, yeah, I use Premiere. Very good. I'm very critical of other editing software. I think Premiere is my favorite, and I also recommend it. So yeah, I started around 2010. You said, let's talk about life outside YouTube for a minute.
Sure.
Because I find that to be especially interesting. You don't really make your YouTube your entire existence.
Yeah,
you enjoy it, but it's not what you do.
Yeah.
And what you like. You have school and various other hobbies. Yeah.
Yeah. My end goal is not purely YouTube. And I think most people. Most people, the amount of success I've had on YouTube probably treat it more as a full-time job. It's not that I don't appreciate YouTube. Like, I think it's an amazing tool, and I really like the sort of content that goes on there. But
sure.
I've always wanted to make games, and that's always kind of been my end goal. And so YouTube's just kind of been an avenue in which I've been able to make that a reality. And I'm really lucky to have that. But so yeah, I went to college a year and a half ago. I started at USC. For game development. Fuck. Good tree.
I love that tree.
And yeah, so I've been doing that. A lot of design, a lot of production, learning how to program and all that sort of stuff. And it's been going really well. I actually, to be honest, I think the skills you learn on YouTube as a creator, like as you said, like recognizing in game design what works well on YouTube and what doesn't, are so useful. And I think if more YouTubers wanted to become developers, they'd be actually pretty good at it.
Oh yeah, yeah, I think so. If you have a critical eye, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the only one I really know of so far is Day9, who's started his own development company as well.
Right.
But
and Day9 was the StarCraft guy, no?
Yes. I don't know many other YouTubers that have tried to branch out from YouTube besides that.
Neither do I, actually. You're pretty good with Crenando.
Crenando?
Yeah.
What the hell is Crenando?
That's your character.
Oh, Crenando. Okay.
It's a long story, but let's just say this. It was a small TV, and someone I knew was really high as fuck, and he couldn't read who's like, yo, which character is that? Is that Crenando? Does that say Crenando?
Crenando.
And
none of those letters are there, really, besides the O, maybe. And the
maybe
R.
just, yeah. But yeah, he's now Crenando in my circle of friends forever.
Okay.
Amen.
Amen.
So game design,
Yes.
you know, I think it's a great idea. And let me ask you, in terms of game design, what kind of game would you make now at this moment? If you had that fucking tree, man.
The tree's good, man.
What would you make? Like, what are you most inspired by at the moment?
Well, I've actually made a couple games already. Mostly, I'm interested by experimental stuff because I think a lot of what I've learned on YouTube is like a lot of what kind of determines if a game does well is if it can like elicit a reaction from the player. So something like Five Nights at Freddy's or like horror games in general, oh fuck, do well because they're like so fun to watch. Like instead of actually going through the stress of playing the game, you can watch someone else do it for you.
Good match.
Yeah. And so like horror games in general do really well on YouTube, but I don't know. I've been interested in like either changing the input of the player and making it I don't know, it's hard to describe this sort of stuff. I mean, as a student, since you don't have like the budget or the team or even the experience to make the full like AAA experience that people often want to play, you have to kind of settle for a indie game and like making the most unique experience you can with that indie game. So what I did over last year was I made a game called Close Your with some friends that's like about playing as a guy that has memory loss, and we wanted to like simulate that sort of narrative by having a webcam actually watch your face when you're playing. And every time that you blink in real life when playing the game, it fast forwards the life of the character in the game.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so like we actually have people like crying and both like from trying to keep their eyes open and from like the narrative and like seeing them on their deathbed as they're like closing their eyes for the last time. And we actually met with like some real like critical success. Like we went to Indiecade, which is like an indie festival, and we got like Developer's Choice Award, and now we're going to GDC in March, and we are up for Best Student Game of 2014. So we're doing pretty well. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, anyone that has ever thought of making games, like, honestly, just start from the ground up and, like, think of an experience that you've had and then try and simulate it with a game, and you're honestly, like, you know, ahead of everyone else, because a lot of people just try and make a game based on what they think games should have and not from, like, how they feel, and I think that's a mistake.
Right, because then it's just contrived rehashes, and, you know, it's always the same thing, no innovation. You know, that's interesting. Have you heard of a game called Upsilon Circuit by Robot Loves Kitty?
No, I don't think so.
I'm gonna butcher the concept, but it's a game based on streaming, and the idea of it is like only 6 people or so in the world can play it at any one time.
Wow.
And when they die, that's it. You're done with the game. And it's designed for like streams and, you know, participation. Like I said, I'm completely butchering the concept of this game, but it's really, really like unique, and I would say completely like risky, because this thing could fail miserably. They did a game called Legend of Dungeon, which is really good, and then they went straight for this craziness. And I don't know, I haven't heard from the game in a while. It's been about a year since I heard about it.
Did you stream it yet? Or
No, it's not out yet.
Okay.
But I'm very, very anxiously awaiting its release, because that's something that, you know, they saw the climate of streams becoming this huge thing, and they were like, well, what if we do something that's based on crowd participation?
Yeah.
So, but that's
great.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm interested by like the whole Twitch plays Pokemon phenomenon and like making games that like audience interaction affects the game state in some way. I think that's like fascinating, and I've been trying to think of ways to implement that in my own work.
I can think of one way immediately.
Okay.
And it's like you have a character going through a dungeon, right? Each person in the stream controls an enemy.
Yeah. Have you
There
heard
you go.
Crawl?
What's up?
Have you heard of the game Crawl?
No.
It's actually exactly what you described.
Wow, really?
It's a dungeon crawler where one player plays the protagonist, and you're like this little hero that's going through the dungeon, and then the other 3 players, it's like an asymmetrical game, and the other 3 players are playing with you, and they're playing as these ghosts, and the ghosts possess different creatures around the room, and it's their job to kill you, and if they kill you, they become the new protagonist.
I like that.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. Actually, they were at Indicate with us, and their developers weren't there because they're like Australian, so we were at the same booth as them, so we just ended up pitching their game for them. And like, so I know a lot about the game because I was their impromptu developer there.
What's it called again?
Crawl.
Crawl. Okay. Yeah, that's something I might want to take a look at.
Very cool. I don't know if it's come out yet, but it should be out soon. I think it's on Steam.
Do you know what reminds me? It reminds me of. Do you remember Perfect Dark?
Yeah.
There was a counter-operative mode. What the fuck was it called? Counter-op, maybe just called. But anyway, yeah, like one person played NPCs. You know, he would become the enemies, and you know, other person would be Joanna Dark. And you'd have to go through, and if you die, you spawn as a different NPC. And to me, that's like the birth of some of the more asymmetrical concepts for gaming. And it's amazing how Rare got that right so incredibly
early,
compared to some of this other stuff that we're seeing now for the first time, or so we thought. But anyway, yeah, that's a really interesting concept, and that's kind of what I would do if I had to implement streaming. Or, you know, maybe just, even if it's not like they don't control an enemy directly, you know, maybe have everyone gets 5 minutes to screw around with something in the world.
Yeah, or like just like change little variables, like maybe like a chest, you can set what parameters will be in that chest, and that will be like, you know, different items, or it'll be, you know, a weapon or a trap or something like that. I mean, obviously it'll all be a trap if it's like a Twitch chat, but you could probably do some interesting stuff with giving them control of like the randomization. So instead of like being like a randomly generated weapon, you could give them some sort of customization screen that they can mess with that the streamer can't see.
I would love that. That's like, you know what I mean? Like, if I can incorporate the audience into my streams more, I would be thrilled.
Yeah.
There was a game I played recently called Null. I Am Null. It was more a tech demo than anything, but you're basically an integer. You choose a number, and you go around and look at things in the environment, and you see other numbers. While Null, who is the developer of the game, live messes with you people and like bans integers and.
Okay, I've heard of something similar to this. There was a mod for a horror game actually, in which you're like playing through this single-player horror game, but the developer takes control of the scripted events and like a bunch of other like enemies that is different each time you play, because he's like controlling which ones come at you at each time. And so it's an experience that literally only one player goes through at a time, but he customizes like the scares for them each time, so that it's never the same, and it's always like terrifying, because he like, you know, it's like an AI director of Left 4 Dead, but done by a person. And
that's crazy. It's the amount of insanity that inspires, really. And like, as a developer, that's got to be a lot of work to make that happen.
No, I mean, it's not like a viable thing like market-wise.
No. Just it's a fun experiment.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's great. I mean, I would love to see, you know, more success from you, because you have some good ideas. I like that you're talking more about innovation. I mean, it's of course we're going to play our Smash Brothers. We're going to play our first-person shooters from time to time. And, you know, there's fun RPGs that are exactly the same as they were 10, 20 years ago. Just minor alterations. That's fun. You know, if it's a winning formula, if it works, it's a Zelda game, really well developed, I'm okay with that. But it's also nice to have a new experience that you've never seen before, that you feel more immersed in. For example, Oculus Rift. Do you have one?
Yes, actually, I've been developing with my roommate on that semester.
I also have a Rift, and I've used it for nothing but anime porn games. I have not done, true story, I have not done porn yet. Not that I haven't looked into it.
You're making sure it's viable.
There was a Hatsune Miku, like, BJ sim, and I was just like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't be on this subreddit for this stuff. Maybe I'll just go and play my video games.
We'll see what I'm feeling later. I get it.
You know, like, so I just kind of ditched out on that. But what I did do was, there was a cool demo, Sightline the Chair, was it? and where you look at things and you interact with the environment, and when you look away, the environment changes.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we're working on actually. But we're trying to make it with physical blinking instead of like physically turning your head.
I mean, that's kind of what, technology is still a little bit limited. Like, for example, eye tracking.
Yeah.
That's something that we're going to see in the near future.
It's there now,
yeah.
but it's only like certain plugins, and you have to kind of go out of your way. So it's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's certainly out there now, and we're trying to work with it because it's all about kind of predicting the next big thing. At least it is in many cases. So.
Sure, it is. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I thought it was just Crescent. Was it Crescent Bay? It's called the next prototype.
Yeah,
something like that.
They have like the DK2 and the people are thinking they're gonna have a DK3, but I'm pretty sure they're just gonna come out with the consumer model next.
Consumer's next. Yeah, I have DK2. I'm pretty sure consumer's next. Yeah, but that's the kind of stuff like I want to see more of. Like Space Engine. I love. You know what that is?
That's like the space Minecraft, right?
It not really. That's like Space Engineers. Space Engine is more like just an educational tool. You go around, you explore the galaxy, you explore the universe, and it procedurally generates various planets and systems. Anyway, it's got Oculus Rift support. And I haven't gotten it to work very well, but some people have had tremendous success with it. The experiences that you can have with the Oculus Rift, that combined with, say, like heart rate monitoring, combined with eye tracking.
Yeah, you're fully immersed in the game. It's crazy.
It's gonna be insane, dude.
Oh, what the fuck?
That killed you?
I can't believe that.
Holy shit!
Mega Man's fucking insane. I can never deal with him. Someone protect that.
Oh my god, that was a good match though. But yeah. Jesus.
There's a really cool game that was also at Indicate actually called Keep Talking and No One Explodes.
What?
Yeah, it's an Oculus game in which so one player is wearing the Oculus, and in his vision, he's in a room with a bomb, and the bomb is counting down, and there's like a bunch of complicated buttons and switches on it, but he has no idea how to like turn it off. And next to him are his partners, and they have a physical manual that explains how to disarm the bomb. Because the Oculus guy's wearing the Oculus, he cannot read the manual. So he has to verbally explain what he's looking at, and his friends have to explain how to disarm the bomb.
All right, that's a new level of immersion and insanity.
Yeah, it's great because like it takes the limitation of the Oculus of not being able to look around you and then turning it into a feature.
Yeah,
I think is like such a smart, like, if you can do that, then you're making a good game.
Yeah, exactly. You're ahead of the curve if you can do something like that. And that's like what we're gonna get to a point, I think, in let's be generous and let's say 5 years. In 5 years, you're gonna have a camera on your device. It's gonna be a lot smaller than the Oculus is currently, the DK2 and all the other ones. It's gonna be easier to walk around your house with it, probably be wireless. And it's gonna be like that HoloLens stuff.
Yeah.
It'll probably have some element of that in it. I mean, we're such... when you look at the Oculus, like I show my friends, and they're like, oh my god, the future is here. It's like Captain Picard's holodeck. But in reality, we're not even halfway there yet.
Oh yeah, it's just at this point, it's just going to accelerate at such a fast speed.
It's going to be crazy. And all these great ideas for virtual reality and for gaming, they're like kind of separate at the moment. They're a bit disconnected. But as soon as developers get these things connected, and into a viable kind of package, it's going to be amazing.
Oh yeah.
And the experiences are going to be amazing. And you know what? VR addiction will be real at that point.
Yeah, you're never going to leave your house. It's going to be like what people like thought of the World of Warcraft nerds is going to be, the new reality of just people never leaving the perfect virtual worlds.
It's going to be like a 24/7 wank fest for most people.
Yeah.
Just anime girls in VR all day, every day.
Oh,
Jesus.
I don't want to think about it.
It's a brave new world, my friend.
It's a brave new world.
Huxley would have a fucking field day with this. But interesting that you're doing stuff like that and you're working on it. We have one of our people on Vinesauce, a good friend of mine, Carrie. She's a part of Alchemy Labs. They made they're making Discourse. They made Jack Lumber, and they work with VR projects.
Oh, cool.
And a lot of these developers that you might see at PAX, like Deja Bond, and a lot of these people, they work together.
Yeah.
And they come up with ideas. They do like VR game jams.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Awesome.
Do you have you worked with other devs?
Yeah. I've so last summer I was actually quote unquote interning with a company, Torn Banner Studios, who made the game Chivalry Medieval Warfare.
Oh yeah, Chivalry. Yeah.
So yeah, I was working with them pretty closely, and other developers I've worked with a little bit, but it's mostly just kind of like I explain to them how YouTube works.
Mm-hmm.
The rest has been kind of like student projects, which USC is like a really good program, so those have been really useful too. But not too many other indie devs than that.
Not yet, at least, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, I've worked with you for a year and a half, so.
Sure. Collaborations could happen very easily.
Yeah, game jams are a great place to do it too.
Are you looking forward to, a few years down the road when you have your own like studio and
yeah,
you do your game jams and stuff?
I mean, I've been doing game jams like 3 years, so one every other month or so. I don't know. It depends when they are. It's like with all the other projects that happen at the same time, it's tough to get a game jam in because it's like one of the stressful experiences out there. But it's totally worth doing it if you can.
Now, the thing about YouTube that makes this interesting and more viable for you is like you can actually you can put ramen on the table while you're working on games.
Exactly.
Where a lot of developers have no choice; they have to make something viable in the interim. Where they have to they got to eat. And if they can't eat, then they can't, make their games. And instead of focusing on innovation, they just go for what's marketable.
Right. Yeah.
And that's sad. But I'll tell you where it worked. Renegade Kid, really good developer that does a lot of stuff on the 3DS and the Wii U. They made Mutant Mudds and Moon Chronicles, and also this game called Zeo Drifter. Have you heard of that one?
No, I haven't.
Anyway, I spoke to Jules, the lead developer, and he said that Zeo Drifter was a financial thing. Like, in order to make their next game, they needed to make a game in a few months. And they put this game together in, 4 months or something. And it's like a little Metroid type game. Really, really successful, really good game. They made it in a few months. It's a short game. It's like 3 hours long, but it's really good. And they did that to put food on the table so they could work on their next games.
Yeah, see, if you can make a good game and still put food on the table, then I guess it seems like it should go together, but it's true, to make a commercially viable game usually is less interesting than making something that is experimental or is trying something new, because most people don't want to try something new, unfortunately.
And then there's the risk-reward factor of okay, is anyone going to buy this game?
Yeah, but I mean, I think you can honestly do both at the same time as long as you kind of identify what audience would play it. So a game like Five Nights at Freddy's, I always go back to as the perfect indie success.
It was incredibly successful. Oh shit.
But yeah, I mean, it works because it's very simple. It's hardly even a 3D game. It's all just kind of 2D sprites and animations that are chained together in a way that that looks more. At least the original one was very, very lo-fi.
Sure.
But it worked because it knew what sort of experience it wanted to deliver on players, and it was very intentional with its design to get to that level. And as long as you can kind of identify what it is you want to deliver, and then make sure everything about it matches that, I'm a very big proponent in player experience design. That's kind of what the whole Criken Critiques series is supposed to be about, is finding out what these games, what their goal was in making them, and then judging if they're successful in making it by critiquing it.
And you feel Assassin's Creed Unity, for example. For anyone that doesn't know, anyone's just joining us, this is Criken of YouTube. And you can Google Criken, and you can check out his videos. He's really good, similar stuff to my own. And he's been doing it longer than me, actually. And I recommend him if you're looking for some more videos that you might enjoy. And the Criken Critiques one on Assassin's Creed Unity was really good. And you covered exactly that. Now, you would say Assassin's Creed Unity did not deliver.
Yeah. So, yeah, I covered the game based on gameplay,
good match.
narrative, and art, but I didn't talk much about the art because the art's really pretty, and besides the obvious problems with the technical, like fitting too many people in the scene, I didn't feel like there was much else to talk about there. So I mostly covered the gameplay and the narrative and how I think it failed for the most part in matching up to the design goals of the Assassin's Creed series. And yeah, I think if everyone like, a lot of people like play a game and kind of walk away feeling like, yeah, I didn't really like that game, but like they can't really put their finger on why. If they go in thinking like, and they write down maybe ahead of time what they expect to get out of that game, and then think about every interaction, you know, according to that goal of like, what do I think I'm gonna get out of that game? And you may, you know, think you're gonna get something and end up getting something else out that you know, value just as much. But comparing everything to what the intention was, I think, is an important thing to keep in mind.
Yeah, I after watching your video, I learned that I feel like you pretty much nailed why a lot of people had problems with that particular game. I mean, I think the Assassin's Creed series needs to go fuck itself for a long time. Really, I'll put it in unkind terms. That fucking game needs to stop coming out once a year.
Yeah, I know.
I hate yearly release games.
I agree, and it's weird because Assassin's Creed feels like the not a good choice for the yearly release model because, I mean, they're very similar and they have so much potential to change over each iteration because it's like a different world, a different zone, like a time period. There's like so many different things you can do, and they all end up being kind of similar carbon copies of each other.
Yeah. You know, the Call of Duty shit is, like, some people feel like the newest one was good because now they have 3 developers working on the cycle, you know, so it's not just one developer. Is Assassin's Creed the same developer each time?
It's Ubisoft, but they have a ton of different offices that work on different parts of it, and I'm pretty sure they just can kind of trade on and off, which is also, I think, a problem. If you have, like, a bunch of remote studios working on different parts of the game, then naturally you're going to have parts of it that don't match up with the others, and the single vision isn't going to be as, you know, universally held. Sure.
You know, Nintendo has a ton of different studios, and they do a pretty good job, but they do get it wrong. Like, the newest Yoshi game was just trash.
Really?
And, yeah, with the 3DS Yoshi game, I did not like it all. It was easy and just shallow and fucking kazoo music. It was like, all right, picture a Duck Hunt dog with a kazoo up his butt.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Right, there you go.
I love Banjo-Kazooie.
Me too. But it, you know, the kazoo is in his ass.
Oh, okay.
And he's farting into it. Okay. That's the music for Yoshi's New Island.
Is it? Why is it specifically Duck Hunt Dog? Could it be a man with the kazoo?
It could be anyone.
Oh wow.
I just chose him because he's there. You know.
Okay.
I feel like Nintendo does a pretty good job because they don't do yearly release shit. You know, sometimes they'll, like, you know, abuse a Pokemon title and like have that come out a few times, but you know, Zelda, you can expect a few years of development.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, I'm just really, I think that model is just bad. Okay. And I mean, in terms of expectations, like you said, you should definitely compare a game to what you'd expect when you spend your hard-earned money on it.
Right.
And if you're going to buy a Call of Duty game expecting innovation, you're not going to get your money's worth. But if you're going to buy the newest Call of Duty and you say, okay, I just want more of the same.
Yeah, I like Call of Duty
that I've got in the past 7 years.
I want to have more content of what I like. You know, then that's fine. You know, go enjoy it.
But I mean, that's not really what you're looking to do. You're looking to push gaming in some different directions and innovate a little bit.
I mean, to each their own. I don't think there's anything wrong with playing a game for, you know, just because you like shooting people and you want more competitive environments to do that in.
It's fine.
Just as someone that's been playing games for so many years and wants to see where games can eventually go. Wow, that was a cool move. I didn't expect that.
I don't. Yeah, let's just pretend that was intentional, and I'll just say thanks.
Oh fuck, wrong button again. So yeah, just from someone that, like, I'm so invested in games. I have been my whole life, and I want to see what's possible with them, and that's more of my curiosity, I think, that I'm getting at than you know, I think everyone should be playing art games or like experimental games. I definitely don't think that. But
no. That's because you're not going to try to get like snobby or tell people how to live their lives through gaming. You know what I mean? Like, you're just talking about what can we do for the genre to make it a little more interesting.
Yeah, because, like, you know, in a couple of years, like, who knows, maybe what one indie dev makes now is going to change. Like, it'll become the new norm, and then everyone will be like, "Oh, I can't even imagine not playing a game that had this sort of mechanic." So it's worth experimenting now.
Look at the Binding of Isaac.
The roguelike series is a perfect example because, like, you know, having one life and playing through a game with that sort of like on your mind has become a new standard, both with like survival games like DayZ or Dust or anything like that, as well as stuff like
Rust.
Binding of Isaac and yeah, Rust, not Dust.
Dust is its less successful sister game.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it's a good model. I enjoy it. I've been playing a lot of those games on stream lately.
Yeah.
There's one called Ziggurat.
Oh yeah.
I've been playing Isaac Rebirth and Delver I played recently, Heavy Bullets. And it's funny because it's like I don't really tire of them because they're always fun to stream. The audience gets involved. It's like, you know, the random aspect of it.
Yeah.
So that concept really works well.
Yeah, what I kind of attribute that success to is like, especially for like streaming, is really important to have a like they call it a merchant narrative in what I'm doing, which is like basically a narrative that is different. Like it's in oh shit, I'm holding a thing in mine.
I want to throw that. There you go.
So it's like a narrative that is different for it's made by the player as opposed to given to the player by the game. And so games like DayZ and H1Z1 and all that sort of stuff are emergent because they have player interaction, and that interaction is going to change every time you play based on who you're talking to and the situation in which you're talking to them. And that's what it does so well on streams because it's so replayable. Fuck! Did I just get?
Whoa!
Little thing killed me. That's never happened before.
Oh, the what? My pod?
Yeah.
That has smash power. That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I mean, I didn't even see you near that thing. I thought you weren't that close.
Yeah, well.
Jesus, another good match, by the way.
Yeah, these are really close.
We're pretty evenly matched, I would say.
Yeah, I'd say so.
If your controls were a little bit less shitty, you'd probably be beating me.
I haven't played in a while.
The emergent gameplay is, I love it. I enjoy it as a streamer. I find myself with a short attention span for games like Legend of Grimrock 2. I love that game so much. You know, I put 32 hours into it, streaming most of it. And I have to say, I've enjoyed it very much. But it's nice to just kick back and play Binding of Isaac 2 hours, you know, and then 4 days later play it again.
Yeah.
It's just nice to have an option that I'm not continuing a story, or like I could play Rust, like I used to stream a lot of that. Play that for a bit, create a little kind of its own stream, its own self-contained stream.
Right.
And then I could move on to the story shit later on, and you know, then I'm ready for it. It's like, you know, because as a streamer, you know, I've always been flighty. I like variety in my life. You know, I listen to a lot of different bands that, you know, I like to mix it up a bit. So for streaming, Binding of Isaac, for example, and any game like that is great. So that's why the genre worked, because I think a lot of streamers and YouTubers made Isaac this huge thing. And then other people were like, hey, I want to check that out.
Yeah.
And there you go. And then, you know,
I mean,
that's why I'm saying streaming is really, really important for the future of games, I think.
I mean, when you think about it, like a self-contained video is one life in Rust or Binding of Isaac, like, you know, going as far as you can, having this narrative that fits this one player, his one life experience, and then he dies and is like, all right, next episode, we'll see how I do. Or, you know, I just discovered this, you know, army supply. Let's see how it's going to change things. Like,
yeah,
it's so much more conducive to the streaming format.
And for people that like don't want to follow the narrative, say if I'm streaming a Final Fantasy game for 40 hours.
Yeah, it's like you leave it for like a week and you come back and you're like, fuck, I don't know who these characters are. I'm lost.
Yeah, I was streaming Tomodachi Life.
Yeah.
And I stream a lot of that. Like I've got like 60 hours of me. And it's all on YouTube from episode 1 to episode 44. I've done 44 streams of it. And people tell me, like, Vin, I watched every episode on YouTube and now I'm here. And they're like, can you stream more Tomodachi? I'm like, I will. Maybe once a week. But, like, not right now. So go back and rewatch all the episodes. So there are people that do that, and they will watch the full thing. But I find the Isaac streams are, like, exactly like you said. Yeah, just like a one-time narrative. Easier to watch. And, yeah. I'm rambling, sorry. So anyway, what else can we talk about, Criken?
Oh, I don't know. I could talk about games forever. King DDD is one of like the swaggiest characters in this game. I'm not like particularly good with him, but I just think he's so fun.
He's really good. My friend Mike can fucking dominate with him. How do you feel about the minions? They removed his other minions, and he's just got Spike Minion now. Are you okay with that?
You know, I miss the little guys, but like Spike, I like the mechanic of the Spike Minions so much that I'm okay with it. Just because I love the fact that you can like hit it back at him and it becomes like this dodgeball that's so intense and like unpredictable.
It's really good. I like DDD's changes. I think he's pretty cool. I feel bad though, like the Minion Union, like those the Waddle Dees, like and the Waddle Doos, they're not getting work right now. You know,
I mean, we'll still play Brawl, not many, but I'm sure there's
much less than Melee.
Yeah.
You know, Melee, highly played. This is obviously being played. Brawl just kind of got left behind after this came out. Mostly.
It's the unwanted middle child.
And I'll give you one reason why. You ready?
Okay.
Pratt falling. Trips. The trips.
Oh, the trips, of course, yeah. I love like watching the video in which they explained why they thought that'd be a good thing. It's like, what are you talking about? Oh, ooh, that hurts. Ooh. I love DDD because you see the hit coming, and it's like you can assess when you know you're gonna die.
I could have defended against that, but I fucked it up, to be honest. There you go. Oh, you're not dead yet.
I'm DDD.
Deeds, please. Triple D.
Nope, wrong button.
There's other reasons why people don't play Brawl as much as Melee, but yeah, I always the trips were always annoying for me.
Oop. Oop.
Oh shit.
Oop. Come here. Oh
no!
Wait.
Level, please.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm doing so bad. I'm not getting any count.
Oh fuck.
Oh, holy shit. No. Not even the vocal remix can help me.
Come on. Die.
There you go.
No. Fuck. Oh, the talking's ended. No, that's taunt! You died!
I had to do it at least once. They would get mad if I didn't.
The taunt, I mean, that changes everything. Oh, fuck!
Black Slush! I went full chaos mode on that one. You did,
Look, he's jerking off that fucking thing.
Jesus fuck.
Right in the eyes and jerking off his giant stick.
He looks at, he just like, look with that look in his eyes. And Shulk looks on and claps. What, you know, if you just cut off the bottom of the clapping, it looks like something else.
Oh, let's see. I've always wanted to go with Wii Fit Trainer, but I've never figured them out.
I'm okay with Wii Fit. I can manage, but I'd prefer not to.
Such an interesting character. I love that they added them. I think it's just they're better.
Oh yeah, no, I love the idea of the Wii Fit Trainer character, but yeah, using him is a little bit difficult at times for me. I'll choose this level. So I was telling you earlier about, like, I don't really watch a lot of YouTubers. I watch like AVGN, and my favorite is Red Letter Media.
Oh yeah, like
you watch those guys?
I watched the Plinkett reviews for Star Wars and a couple of the movie reviews.
Half in the back.
Yeah, but since I actually like the game school at USC is in the film school, and I live with like 2 other film majors, I get my fill of like film reviews and film opinions and stuff. So I feel like I don't necessarily need to go through a YouTube for it.
No, good point.
But yeah, I used to watch them before I went here.
Yeah, I like their channel a lot. They put a lot of good production into their videos, and that's what I like. You know, like they do little like skits and segments and stuff. And, I mean, aside from them reviewing movies and being really clever, that's, you know, what do you look for in a YouTube channel? Like, so for example, you enjoy my channel. I appreciate that. But what do you look for generally? Like, do you mostly go for gaming channels these days, or do you go for a lot of other stuff?
That's a good question. I probably gaming channels. I think I'm interested in either really well really well
I don't know how that killed you.
like story / moments, like, you know, cutting together a video that delivers, that isn't just like, how do I say this? I feel like Let's Plays are a huge time commitment, and I don't really want to watch the in-between moments. I want to like see what's worth seeing in a game and then move on. And that's why I like kind of like montages or like highlight reels of something that I wouldn't be playing myself, but I'd want to kind of see the sort of experiences that could be had there. Oh man, I'm getting fucked up.
Yeah, well, I chalk it up to you talking too. That's like, obviously it's a little hard to, like you said earlier, give a good answer. But yeah, like, I know what you're talking about. You want that narrative, even if it's loose, and it's just like, here's what the game has to offer in 6 minutes.
Yeah, I also, I mean, I watch, alright, so I've had this addiction to Hearthstone in like the last, I'd say half a year or so.
Okay.
Which is weird, because like I don't play many, I've never played a trading card game before, but I started playing Hearthstone, and it's just like, it's so polished, and something about it, I don't know, it gets me. And so I've started watching like streamers that play Hearthstone, and seeing how they think about the game is really interesting to me, because I do like strategy games. There's not really a place for it on my channel or like on live streaming, because it's usually like a long form game.
Sure.
But I really like strategy games in general, and I think I like seeing how other people think about games in that sort of sense. So that's like a kind of a personal preference, not one that I, you know, really do myself, but one that I admire other people doing.
One of our streamers, Rev Scarecrow, had a big Hearthstone video, the Rad Bomber deck.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, he got a lot of views on that, and people liked to check out the way he made his deck and his theories about it. Yeah, I understand it. You know, it's like when you watch the StarCraft thing. When I was like big into StarCraft 2, I would watch videos and streams just to see how people used Terran, which is what I played. I'm like, oh, okay, they like to, you know, leave the 2 siege tanks unsieged and 2 sieged. That way they have mobility as well as firepower. I'm like, oh, that's a good way to look at it. You know, I can't watch a ton of matches, but I can watch one every now and then, and it's fun. But I'm with you on that. Like, I do enjoy watching, like, kind of people's thoughts or how they play a game, how they approach a game, which is why AGDQ is so incredibly fun for me.
Oh yeah, AGDQ is...
Loved watching that.
Fan of that. I mean, speedrunning is like this subculture in gaming that I am just fascinated by, and
Yeah.
I feel like in a different lifetime I probably would have dedicated my life to it, but like, it's so incredibly difficult. But
I know.
to think that you're good at a game and then see someone just like know every single thing about it that like the developers couldn't even have anticipated, that like blows my mind. So
yeah, it's humbling to say the least.
Oh yeah, like
you just don't understand like what compels some of these people to do it, but then they do it, and you're like, you know what? These people are fucking brilliant.
And that's, I mean, that's one thing that I love about games as like a medium also, is that people dedicate themselves to it so much more. I mean, you can be like a movie fan, but there's no way you're as much a fan as someone that can like speedrun a game. I mean,
oh, absolutely.
Dedicated
unless you make movies, you know, and you're really like a Stanley Kubrick figure.
Well, yeah,
yeah, but that's a whole different story. But I know what you mean. You can't be a
like
movie
fan,
hobbyist.
Like, not as a creator, but as a consumer. There's no one like a game fan.
Agreed. We're cutting this down to the wire. This match. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, I couldn't get you with the jostle stick.
Jostle stick. Oh. What's gonna happen? Oh. Alright, wrong way.
That's the subtitle of the game. Smash 4. You're fucking facing the wrong way. Gotcha.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, I got you. Just barely.
All 3 times. Literally. All 3 times.
Good
That's
match.
A strong ass win, man. Oh, what time is it?
Yeah, we could wrap this up in a minute if you'd like.
I just gotta find my phone.
It's 2:32 a.m., which is 12:30 for you, or 11:30.
Okay. Let me see what people are saying.
It's 11:30.
Alright, let's do one more.
Yeah, that works. Best characters?
Oh, best characters. Oh, it's coming down to this.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. I try not to cap a best character because I really don't like trying hard at games. I like spreading. Like I.
Me too.
There's nothing interesting in like just being really good at the same character to me. So I try to like.
You see all the characters I've used.
Probably Dwarf. I gotta go with the Dwarf. Who do you
who do you of the characters I've been so far? Who would you like me to play as?
I don't know. You're pretty solid with all of them. I don't think there's one that really stands out as like one that was particularly special. Whatever floats your boat, man.
All right. Dwarf versus. Let's see. Either we did Dwarf versus Villager. I'm considering Mega Man just because I was such a bastard to you with him. I'm gonna do Mega Man.
No more Mega Man.
I can do someone different.
Oh, fine. No, go Mega Man if you like Mega Man.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna do Robin. Because Robin is my main in some ways. I have a ton of different
projectiles,
characters.
like as a rule. So whatever.
Oh shit.
Whatever you want, man. No. It's if you like them, that's cool.
Okay, I'll tell you what. No projectiles. No. We're gonna do this the right way.
No,
I'm gonna be.
If you like projectiles, then that's my counter, and like that's your decision.
I'm gonna be fucking Dark Pit.
Oh, don't shoot yourself in the foot.
No. I'm good with Pit. I'm good with Pit. I haven't used Dark Pit yet, and I think he's less projectile-y.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna do a Final Destination.
He's angsty.
He's brooding. He's
90s.
rebelling. He's got beautiful eyes. He's lovely. But aside from that, yeah, I'm gonna use Dark Pit.
All right, 2 Princes of Darkness, or would you even?
Hey, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
One's a princess of darkness, however.
Fairy of Darkness.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, you got the first hit. Oh, I might as well give up.
Nando versus Dark Pit.
Is like you get 2 hits in, you're back in it.
I fight a lot of Nando because one of my best friends uses him quite a bit.
Oh, what happened there? Okay.
Oh, it's like a game of chess.
Yeah, I know. That's what I love about Smash Bros. Like once you know your opponent a little bit, it's just like dodge in, dodge out, dodge in, dodge out. Try and read their moves. Oh. Ugh.
Speaking of, I mean, we're doing exactly that. This is like a high concentration match. I like this. We both hit each other there.
Ugh.
Oh. 2 Dark Titans fucking battling it out on a map that you can barely see on.
Yeah, I love look at that red and the blue.
I know, it's like that Mario Galaxy level. Oh god. Then you feel Nando's hits in your soul.
Nando! What the fuck? How did they kill me?
I don't know, dude.
Oh my god, the darkness is strong in you.
The edge. Oh, wrong way, son.
Wrong way, the game. There, the boot. Give him the fucking boot, Dorf. There you go. No, the boot too soon. Okay, I'm gonna. Oh wait, he has projectiles.
I've got 1. It's not, I don't use it a whole lot, but yeah.
Garrow. Ugh.
There's that short hop.
Ugh.
Oh god. It's like when your rhythm is just thrown off, and it's just like you feel like you're not gonna hit the next like 5 moves. I hate when that happens.
There we go. Come on, Dorf.
There's your chance.
Fuck. Ah! Oh, this is not going well.
Oh shit, the edge. The edge is real.
Dorf. Dorf is like, he's my man. Oh god. What are you doing? Ah, the ruse.
I'll set the ruses up, Criken. You just keep knocking them down. Oh shit.
Oh, that fucking hammer, man.
I know, it's insane.
Oh. Wrong button.
Whoa!
Oh, what a way to
Nando,
go. All right, one more.
What happened?
One more. I can't do
Okay.
that. That's too bad.
Different characters?
No, yeah, we can do a rematch. We can do a rematch. That was an unfortunate end. I don't
Same guys?
I don't want to go out that way. Whatever you want. Whatever you want.
It's up to you, man. Your choice. I'll do same guy. If you want, we could do different.
Yeah, I'll do Dwarf. I can't disrespect the Dwarf.
All right. I'll do Dwarf Pit.
Okay. Are you going from Dark Pit to Light Pit?
No, I'm just gonna stick with Dark Pit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a level that's a little easier in the eyes. Final Destination form. You know you can do that, right? Like, every level is.
Oh yeah,
final.
the pressing of the Omega button.
Yeah. I'm just something other than that because that's a little hard to see especially for the viewers. The artifacting gets a little rough on that one.
Oh, I didn't mean to upset the viewers.
Oh, it's alright. It's alright, man. We'll get this shit. You know what I mean? Oh god, we've done the same one. That's
Here we go. Here we go.
I'll show you how to disrespect the dwarf.
You can't disrespect the dwarf. Oh, you are disrespecting the dwarf.
You gotta use the electricity on the dwarf.
God. Alright, dwarf, come on.
Minimal movement. You let the dwarf come to you.
Alright, the dwarf comes to you.
You counter the dwarf with a short, sharp shock.
The dwarf can't deal with little, small jabs. There we go.
Little fellas in wheelchairs.
God damn that hammer.
Oh boy. All right. I'm gonna stop disrespecting the dwarf. Oh no!
Scared your shit.
You're facing the wrong way, Dark Pit.
That should just be the title of the stream. Facing the wrong way.
With Criken and Vinny.
Oh, which button? Oh, fuck it! I pressed the wrong button again.
Oh,
God damn it! All right, we're even now. I swear, these controls. I've switched in the middle of this, and that was my undoing. I got used to the other ones, and I switched back.
Oh no! Because you had the profile, right?
Yeah,
I
forgot the profile, and I switched to the wrong one.
I'll tell you what. Next time we'll do this again, maybe one day.
Okay.
And next time we do, we'll both be ready.
I'm getting my GameCube adapter in like a week, and then I'll be on. I'm playing with the Wiimote right now.
I'm using the gamepad.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you why. Because for streaming, if I don't use this, it's laggy with the capture card.
Really?
So I have to use the gamepad and look at the screen on the gamepad. Yeah.
Huh.
Okay. I see we're having some issues. Dark Pit's having some edgy issues. He's having some issues, and the Nando.
Uh-oh. No taunting.
You can't. Not with me. I can't let Dark Pit be disgraced like this. It's a character that literally everyone loves.
Dark Pit?
He is so wanted in this game. Everyone loves him. Everyone wanted him in this game.
Fuck, wrong button again. God damn it, that happened twice in a row.
Oh no! Okay. I thought the match was over. It wasn't.
There. Come on, Dorothy.
Not yet.
Those dark arrows, they fuel my fucking fury. You are my son, Pit.
What? Whoa.
You are my son. Come to Papa.
My father was named Crenando, and you claim to be named Ganondorf. I don't know who you are.
Ganondorf is my surname.
It's you moonlight as Ganondorf. Mm. By day you are the Crenand. The great Crenando, magician extraordinaire.
Fuck. Oh,
Father, I cannot
Which
let
one?
you
Which
win.
one is it? I forget. Oh, I remember that time.
Father, right? Father, I am disappointed, and I want you to know that I can't let you win. You won. Good job.
Father is pleased.
All right. Well, hey, we each won a match with, you know.
We'll leave it ambiguous as to who is better, even though I think you might have won at least one more than me. It was pretty close. I think we've been neck and neck the whole time.
I have more kills than you by 2.
There you go. So you've made it.
I will say this: next time we play,
yes,
if we do a match where you're comfortable and you're used to the controls, I think you'll be better than me.
Okay.
So that will be determined in a future time.
Real thing. No more interview. No more this fucking getting to know you bullshit. You know, we're gonna.
None of that.
Neck to neck.
Neck to neck. Dark Pit, Crenando, son, I am your father. fucking residue. We're talking like purple matter in your face, foots of fury, thunderfoot, everything.
I'm loving it. All right, sounds
Good.
like a plan.
All right. Well, listen, I don't want to keep you too long, but I want to thank you for joining me tonight on the stream.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, this was great. It was a lot of fun.
Everyone, I recommend you check out Criken's channel. You've probably heard of him because he's really, ubiquitous, really, and he's been around, made tons of. I don't even know what ubiquitous means, but he is that. And I like to throw big words around that I don't know, serendipitous. But I feel like you guys should check him out because his content is very similar, and he's a good dude. And thank you again for joining me, and I hope to maybe chat with you again in the future and smash again in the future.
For sure. Yeah, I look forward to it. Thanks so much for the welcoming words. The ubiquity is eternal, and
listen,
it goes both ways.
Man, I can acquiesce to having another match with you any day.
I'm trying to think of a big word right now, but I'm drawing a blank, so I'm just gonna end it on that. So thanks so much.
All right.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Later, dude.
Bye-bye.
Later. So there you go. That's Criken. Very, very happy to had a nice chat with the guy. This is the first time I've spoken to him. Really, I mean, we've had a few messages on Twitter and through YouTube, but there's a good chance to actually get to know the dude, and you can know your opponent through a game of Smash Brothers if you just play the game. Do you know what I mean? And he's a very offensive player, and I think we'll have a very good match next time around. We're gonna check out the art for the night, and then I'm gonna get going because it's late. But you can expect me tomorrow as well.